Greetings, welcome to this trip program, Stepping into the Light. If you're going to some feedback. At Brazil Radio, to Missing Kankari Radio in Canada, Sun City Radio in New York, and Politic Incorrect Barbados with some streaming. Tuesday, 10 September 24. Welcome, and I give a praise and shout out our ancestors, and we have a special guest for tonight, and we can do later on in the program. So just hold it because we have a magnificent program for you tonight. Much up to all listening and following this program worldwide. It's good to be here with you again for another program. So we give thanks and praise to the Almighty. Glory to the Word, glory to the Son, and glory to the power of the Most High. Jah Rastafari. Almighty Creator of the universe, and I give thanks for your love, for your care, for your guidance throughout the time, and for bringing me here for another program. Keep shining the light into where I pass, and I step into the light and onto Mount Zion. Blessed be the heights of His inherent pure majesty, Haile Selassie and Empress Mary in one perfect balance. Blessed be the heights of our ancestors, the Netu, which walk alongside and always keep an free from slipping and falling, and their hands from mischief and stealing, and their mouths from slander and idle speaking. And I call them Goddess Mat, and the 42 divine ones, original ones from creation, to keep all our people firmly on the 7 basic principles of truth, order, balance, harmony, law, morality, and justice. Give my life over death, light over darkness, mind over matter, and good over evil every time. Ashe. Yes, we thank the owners and operators of Bay Radio, also those of Kankari Radio, of Sun City Radio, and of Politically Incorrect, as well as the sponsors of this program, and most of all, you the listeners. Thank you, because you are the ones who make the program a reality. Yes. So happening, what do we have for tonight? We have a few things for tonight. Let me call them out first. As I said, we have we will examine the fishing industry in SVG, right? We have very important and influential guests and hard-working guests tonight. When the guest comes on, will introduce himself, okay? Who he is, what is his post, what is his position. This is a people's sector thing, private sector. Okay, so he will tell you about that. And we will ask him some very important questions which he will have, sure he has the capacity and of course the ability to explain, and we will get you into what is actually happening to our fisher folk out there in the so-called blue economy. Then after that, we're going to look at the biodynamic planting guide by the moon phase for the period Wednesday, 11 September, as tomorrow to Tuesday, 17 September. Okay? And we're going to talk a little bit about the autumn, which is coming soon. Right? So that's our program for tonight. So without further ado, we welcome our guest. I am not saying who our guest is. I will allow him to say that. And then he would know exactly what, and we go take it from there. So, over to you, my guest. You're live. You're live. Go right ahead. Introduce yourself. I see like your mic is off. Turn your mic on. You hear me now? Right. Everybody hearing you, not me. You're international, so talk to the international audience. Okay, good night. Oh, go ahead. Say good night. This is who you are and what provision you have. Good night, everyone. My name is Will Bokari. I'm a fisherman from Roseville. And what position you hold?
the president of the National Fisher Folks Organization and the National Fisher Folks. I'm the president of the National Fisher Folks Organization. The National Fisher Folks is made up of all tribal populated in singles and territories. We have six tribal organizations. We have the Fishmongers, we have five people in California, we have the Goodwill Supervisor, and we have people like in the background. We have Barry, we have Goodwill Supervisor, and we have the Zenless Crew and the Fishing Corp, and we have a farm park that was found in Beckley. So that made up the national organization, the national organization, that really achieve that affect all people where are not talking about members of our people most of the fisher folk consider to tell them to I like some skills at the national level, regional and international. So right now we do that. But we just in the last 20 minutes of my life now, I also have
what is the organization? When was it established? You hear me?
the organization was in May 2014. That's when we were the national organization.
Beautiful. And how many members do you have presently? How many members do you have the last count you had?
The national organization membership, the national organization membership is membership of all tribal organizations.
Wait, and not
As
that.
represented by civil organizations. So membership is all tribal organizations.
Do you have a number like how many that would be? Idea?
Everybody, what template registered married.
Uh-huh.
78 persons registered in Capital. In California, we have over 100 persons just in Goodwill and Patterson. We have 88 persons. The Fishmongers have about 25 persons. We receive the fat group and about 20 members. And the main farm group in the about 17. And then we have fishers who are not really a part of the fishing community.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So you're really national people who don't know St. Vincent and Grenadines, most of the fish on the mainland because of the position, the geographical position, they are based on the calmer seas, the calmer areas. So here a lot of the from Calico down Wisconsin and Leon. Names calling it because that those are the beaches where you can do more fishing, especially inshore fishing. Right? And in the Grenadines also. Beautiful. Okay. Now I have a few things here which I'm going to ask you. Right? And I know that my audience is very interested in hearing what you have to say because I find them up by putting something on the radio on my Facebook page, so they were expecting you tonight. Well, they didn't know who it was, the name, but they expected to hear something tonight, and I know for sure that you won't disappoint. So let me go right ahead and tell you what I had in mind. First, we cover the you hear?
Yeah.
Okay. First, I want to ask you.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Give us well, that all that's covered a brief discussion with fish industry. Give us what is the situation now in Kingston, at Kingston. Because we see some infrastructure development taken there, and it's not the same as 2 years ago when if you go to the market at 2, 3, 4, anytime after lunch, you see different people coming in with fish and so on, and see the landings and all that sort of thing. So a lot of people have not been seeing the boat, so they want to know well, what is happening. So give us a description of what is happening in the situation in Kingston.
Because I two time. I two time. I don't know the problem you have on your side. You're coming to two time. You're coming to like two time.
A double like a double. You hear me better now? Are you hearing me better now?
Yes, I hear you better now.
Right. So I'm saying, give us an idea of what is the situation in Kingston in terms of, what's happening there.
Well, there's a lot of situation in Kingston. As you can see, we you can see the port colonization project in the port. And in Kingston, we have the fish port that was based in Rose Place. And Rose Place that we leading fishing communities. Most of the fisher folks have employed to get from all over Central and they come from Rose Place. And in 2022, there's a plan to build this co-colonization project. And then they have to pay for the detail in the real estate. And then what people are doing is that the area with setter, with cutters, with the fishers, we don't need with the oil. And then at that time, most of these fishers that was taking those days was not built at that time. So when they look at the project design, is that they see they have been trying to relocate the fisher floats, right? So what they did is that they come up with a compensation package, which is $18,700. And they tell me they anywhere they see a beach, let's pull up the bill. And that was unjustified because what they made they put fisher folks on top of that. And then you have persons that was not assigned to unbuild. They not get the income the support that they need to get and the fisher only get $700 and I take the fisher and only have to build them and only get $700. So that is really I know the mash up the fishing cooperative, which is Deeper Fishermen's Cooperative, and then here comes the top nearly time, here comes the multi fisher port that now to the day. Some of you say going over, they are actually to go up to today, to the 2 months. That the fisher folks, the fishers in the store, is the out. Spend the just to use and then it was so hard because the Romans say right now we are at least 60 plus lakh by Roman day. That we know. We are 41, 41. We are 21 day in Roman day right now. Right? And there is not even one single toilet bowl on the public system for 2 years. And when you look at the announcement that was made, that there some sun, they put some sun on that the government says back about $20 million, $20 million, they will come working shipping day, we will pay the folks in Canada and then we will fix a current day. At least 30 fish folks in Canada, yeah, $5,000 last year. 80 fish folks about $5,000 last year for the baby. And in Parliament, the Papa communicates $750,000 to be represented in the one day up to now, the shall go one time. I think how they put out the places to it much like we can find the cheap fishermen, and this is what the sea now you have on your land in protect the fish market, you know, feeding any fish because why it be a dry sport with out of play that steam. But anyway, I mean, I'm not stop it for about this year, but it's not like of fish. I really tell you, if they look around to you, I just invite everyone who is good. Catch a van, use a taxi, use a private vehicle, and go down to your Wednesday and see public side. You fish a place to play the thing and ask any fisher. The place you ask any fisher what with the neighbors. Some people now using the and then they eat themselves.
Well, lots of voices from well.
That's my point I want to highlight on situation.
Okay, so Roman Bay really needs some serious human development attention right now in terms of the sanitation, in terms of the limiting how people live with, the sanitary housing conditions, among other things. But these are the most important things right now. Now we had that those things took place before since 2021, 2022, right? In terms of the project that started in Kingston, where a new modern port is building, and the removal of the people to various places, in particular Lumans Bay, which is the nearest available port to Kingston, right? So we heard that what the situation is there, and we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that a little more later. We fast forward now to when all that situation is happening. I have three other very important, well, four, but three very important questions again I want you to relate to the public. What have been the effects of Hurricane Beryl on the fishing industry? Because we haven't heard much of that on any radio station except you hear, well, so many people get affected here, but what the people on the ground, you are one of the people on the ground and you represent the people on the ground. What is the effect, the real effect of the Hurricane Beryl so far on the fisher folk? Yeah, yeah, you heard me?
Hurricane, well, with Hurricane Beryl, Hurricane Beryl passed through on July the 1st. Yeah, right, so, the fisher folks, your island was affected, but because it was totally devastation, especially Union Island, Caravan Island. So I really joined down to Union Island. I see them in Union Island. I had also visited Miami and Caravan and they updated to me. And then in Union Island, we had about 78 fishers that were very flat. And then after that, we had about another 40 fishers who were not very flat in the system. In Miami, we had about 45 persons and Caravan again I move up further to the mainland tendency. We going to Kenya and devastating, but we saw competition take place from the mainland was from Bali to Canada. But up to this Bishop, yeah, Bishop Fairfield, you tell them that we take me and I reach out to that secretary organization and to all of getting the person that asked a question and go. Because people ask me what person you want to do, they ask everything. And they are so people and to get them up and running and to get them back in the water. The government recently passed bringing out a supplementary budget where they allocated $2.2 million to the education industry and the health sector. But up to today, we are not seeing anything from that $2.2 million in the executive folks. There was some income support work to do to the folks. I don't want to point in the priority. I know that in development prosperity, right? But the special person here around tendons and not many account. Anytime you have any natural disaster, because when you have the disaster, there was a promise by the that every session was income support. And when you support like today, they are not going to come and say, oh, it's only session folks in the exit. The only 58 promises, the only 58 pictures was up to school. And we have to invite people. Why some session folks in the world, like something we have to invite. And now we are all very down. We're only going to take it as 100% of the tendency. You're going to see how they can affect over it's 250 people and then way back when I said people support because I think this community assessment the person population fish of organization the national fish of organization to play a role in terms of company administration the NPC and the care and whatnot. You know that the is like a forward backward approach the moving forward the next forward is like 2 steps forward and then 10 step backwards and the picture person is not getting lessons up to today we are too very more is the first person if you feed the family, if you pay the bills, if you pay the mortgage, and they don't even get a engine, they don't even get a electric fence, and nobody is reach and say anything. And the thing we have people who do anything, then something like nobody come and speak to the fisher folks and we and fisher was affected, but I think there is priority because they are more affected by the mainland fisher. So I really feel like I really think the government have a plan when looking at disasters when coming to the fishing industry. And I don't think they have no idea how they really going to assist fisher folks in disaster preparedness. And then if you promising income support, you're going to help the fisher folks and like 2 months then now and there's nothing really tangible. Put a smile on a face like you to the people if you learn to have a face to go to the people that can and if we tell it right now I speak because the national organization is trying to plan to raise funds to assist the fisher folks in their years and living life because like they might have to
Okay, thank you very much for that update. I know that our audience, the listening audience here, is learning something which this audience that we have here, Bale, and at Kankari, and at Fun City, and by streaming and politically incorrect. When they hear this kind of thing, you could rest assured that each one is going to put this same information to another 5 people, who will put it to another 5 people, who will put it to another 50, and it will spread. So you just rest assured that this situation will be known internationally in a very short time. Now, people will hear about the effects of Hurricane Beryl, but the fisher folk are suffering other things, some natural and some man-made. So the two other things I want you, well, there are three other things, but these two things I want you to address, my brother, as effectively as you have been addressing the others. We have had really consumers, really non-fishing people. We might love fishing as a hobby, but we're not, you know, we don't make it a unity like you people who are the real spearhead, the tip of feeding this nation when it comes to things from the sea. All the people you have described in your organization. Right? We have been hearing in recent weeks about, first time I heard it in my life, a conch close season. Where people say conchs. You know when we say conchs, it's just the same thing, right? What is the effect of the conch close season on the fisher folk right now? Because I don't think that you are expecting it. So give us a little about that. How is it affecting the members of your organization who rely on this, and how it is affecting the other fisher folk generally? Heard it? You heard me?
What you know, conk is the conk appeals into the berries, right? And well, I'm hearing it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I think fish are pretty berries. We try to walk it and really conk is
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a study was done last year by they survey, right? And they say that they see a depletion in the population, and the cooperative government that the core population. So the government take a proceeding of come from September the 1st this year to November the 30th, which is a 2-1 period.
Okay, I really,
So
go ahead, go ahead.
what I'm saying here now is that this is the first time in the history of integrated delegates that we see a creativity support. Because there has never been a creativity support before. And this is the first time it will be introduced. So my motivation is that 3 years ago, we had an announcement that was made that there's a big company coming to take this in the forest. And they will be purchasing $20 million worth of seafood from fishermen. So my ask myself there was a court study was done before we find seafood from the things in the and what we're seeing now, since they come to the table, last year we now have a close people, so I don't know if the fishers go ahead and fish the fountain in past what. Right now in the table, right now we had a study, a back assessment was done before they could come. And now we have a back assessment done, and we feel now that we have to close the season. And then we have to compare as what we're speaking about, where the fish are taken and in the cannot operate, they cannot hide, they cannot have, they cannot walk, they cannot probably pump, they're being destroyed. And they did not take an alternative opportunity, an alternative livelihood to take a folks to this program people, they were not educated, they were not educated the public. More than one announcement they had, they didn't come to why we have to pay the councils, they didn't, they were proper updates on why the COVID even made anyway. It was first, so the question the people asking me is that until this company come to feel that the point was over is the true one. So this is a very serious if you have to look into in terms of our stock, and then there is no opportunity to take a plate in terms of the creating of the alternative livelihood. So we have to it is not point out the deficit as you say before you start at 2022 going to be one of the roughest fisher folks in Pilgrims and Gandhi. And I'm at the right that one team in every job to the fisher folks have been quite made up.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, I want to ask you also, what have been the effects of climate change over the last 3-4 years on the fishing industry in St. Vincent? You see, you just before you answer that, let me just say, you just made a very, very important statement a while ago, extremely important. And it is factual because you wouldn't come here and say things that are not factual, and I want it from other people too. That the fisher folk, organizationally or individually, have not heard a reason why the conch has a close season this year. What has affected the decline in the conch population? I haven't heard it either as a public person. So I'm asking, what have been the effects of climate change, so-called climate change, on fishing in terms of size of catch, number of catch, variety of catch over the last 3 years from your official perspective where you are out in the sea almost every day, and you and your members. What has been the effect? Go right ahead.
Okay, well, after being in the fishing industry and being a fisherman for 20 years, for the last 3 years, I've been a total decline in our TikTok in all aspects. I know climate change is being a part, and also we have money climate change that is being a part in the inshore fisheries operation. Because at the offshore, when you need to get a very hot, you have different temperature, the water, everything, the saga, the food, and the fishes and them is being further and further with the most that there have been no real serious assistance in terms of assisting the fisher to adapt to climate change, because then the climate change is not taking it. We need to adapt to climate change. Now we can fish smartly, or we can fish with different techniques, different avenues, and different fishing skills. Because then any fish is going further and further away from us. The only time we see our landing of increase and was going on the record is when that was going to transshipment day. And it's still like things they are taking a lot of fish, but it's a tank to empty. But for the local boats and the local players that we have, we need to catch dolphin and kingfish from January to June, July. We're not seeing any kind of fish. And there's a climate change in the open water, but with man-made climate change now at the inshore like we used to get Jackson Robin and the Barrow and the Splat. You see, the developers are taking up all of our beaches, so the fishermen cannot go on the beaches and to the same, if you take for instance in the Panama. Many times that I need to put a tail and catch fish, if I go to know right now and choose tail and catch fish. All of the coast, the whole coastline has been disrupted. And since the construction of the other international airport, from up south, they come right down. The fisher folks used to catch a lot of blacks, rabbit, all in California, and all that spill off the way used to pay coal, and then we had the judge in there about 2 years ago, and then they can't catch no blacks, rabbit, Barrow, but nothing from the come right down to Greater Bay. Right now, the whole shoreline is devastated. There's nothing that the small fish coming from the sailors and they're having problems. Even if you're laughing, you're laughing at a power rabbit, you're laughing at a power jacks. Right now, you go to now, you pay a cheap on a rabbit for $20. Jacks down, up $50, you're laughing 6 o'clock, you can't see by the way. So I'm speaking about the man-made climate change that destroy the shorelines of our country. So Bishop is really tough. If you look at fishermen this way, if you raise landing a fish from St. Lance, this year would look 82 head. When the competition, like this year, the pound fish, and top 10 days into our 1 boat, we're going to £1,000, and second day is £1,000, but now you ain't see any fish. And then there is no, I make plenty of people to the authorities to say if they do a confession and grass and to the folks. And I was told later, the special folks will not get the confession. And when you go to temperature under the special folks get confession. Going confession is if it's not an engine. And that is one important, but if you have concession that every bishop is benefit from, it could go matter. So, and then we have this clinical seed expansion program with encouraging fishers to go forward and forward, and it will go anyway. They keep hearing about it every interview, how they hear about seed expansion, forward fishing players have been benefit from the seed expansion program. Even myself submit to the up to now at the same time. Because of fishing I want them to benefit from the seed expansion program. The interest equal to almost 8% of the folks have to pay back, so from the folks now are changing the money. The interest in money.
Tell me something. Tell you something. Or something. The fleet expansion program. What input would the fisher folk organization, raw organization, have into it before it was fully developed? Like, did they come to you and ask you any information, basically, to know where the fisher folk want to go, so that they could fashion the expansion program based on the real needs of the fisher folk?
The whole program was for the fisher folks. The whole input to the fisher folks. If that is a fisher folk that you want to engine, a fisher folk so on to the period. That was the first concept. And then to get to get the developer, they want to push it to the for a joint business operator. You don't have to sign a processing plan, like you have to sign a contract with the tech market, you have to sign up with the employees, you have to sign up with the people, and you have to sell your fish and jump to the person right over the team and in the contract I have to sell it. The 20 points that they are doing, if that people don't want it. So right there, that allows the poor people. Because if I buy the money from the bank, why you telling me, oh, I have to sell it? If they pay me $10, I know what I'm saying.
I get you. I get you, and it's really understand you. So, in a nutshell, tell us the 3 or 5 most important things you think is needed right now for the development of the fishing industry. Let us say between now and the next 5 years, the most pressing things facing 3 to 5 facing the fishing industry right now.
Well, one of my main concerns is to see how we can get fishing carbureting back up and running. And to
Right.
see how we can get the fishing carbureting. I know there are some little hiccup in carbureting, yes, but we need to get the carbureting and then working.
Just
We need to see how we can create lower interest rate education for that paper within my second one. Two, lower interest sufficient for spend on operate anti-fishing as a business.
beautiful development.
But
Yes,
if to see how we can get fishing into the school curriculum because children have to make up cooperation class fishing is not just going for it. Fishing is that's selling a fish. Fishing that's broader. You could teach people in school that process marketing, process to add value to the fish, process to do different things in the fishing industry. But it's to see how you get a proper marina for fishing vessels because you cannot encourage persons to buy bigger vessels. 300 and something $1,000 just to know it out. To renew your name to many variables. So that is a price. We need a collective, we need a collective list within the fishing industry where we can have across the board discussion because about 5 years, about 3 years ago, before the volcano, the choice set up a fishing advisory committee. All of them working. So we need to have that committee in place that will advise and assist government to reach out to this committee with their input how we can build the fishing industry across the world. So that's my five
beautiful, 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 beautiful. Well, my brother, on behalf of I myself, on behalf of all the stations that are carrying this program, and on behalf of my audience, I'm an audience, the audience, and my audience, I want to thank you personally and the Fisher Folk Organization Cooperative for explaining to us and enlightening us, the public, of the real live, up-to-date situation facing the organization, and to give you, Iman, personal assurance that I would continue to work as seriously to make sure that this situation improves many times over. Okay? Some of the things that you said tonight, I'm going to expound on them from a developmental perspective and give what I think is the ways to go forward. One of the problems you mentioned there hazard to fisher folk. I don't want to give you too much insight yet, but we know of us listeners, there's no problem with that. The thing is that it's about the can't admit it. Your power, bless the book in this one. Okay? Good. What I would say, time come yes. And then you run this program, and you have to be online like this, and rest assured that whatever fee for, so that you and your organization together as we go over to the station for some station ID, and when we come forward in the second half, you don't know. You don't know. We're one step ahead of them. And we're blazing. Yes, my brother. Thanks again. Yes, let us get some station ID, take up our sponsors, and we come forward with a fresh breath.
It's the Vin Abbott Show with news, views, and interviews. The music in the mix on Saturdays, 4 p.m. Kankadi Radio.
Island Size Souvenir and Clothing Store. We carry everything you need in souvenir. T-shirts in all different sizes, cap, keychains, key rings, plaques and banners, magnets, ID holders, mugs, and we even carry St. Vincent flag. And that's not all. We carry Hawaiian style t-shirts and dresses, handbags with matching scarves. We also carry tie-dye dresses, shirts and tops. Everything in our store are made right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So come on over and check us out. We are located at the cruise ship berth in Kingston, Island Style.
Boost your brand's visibility with Branding by Weeks. At Branding by Weeks, we are passionate about helping brands gain exposure and making significant impact. Let us elevate your brand's visibility and reach new heights. Connect with us today by email at spweeks@hotmail.com or message us on WhatsApp 613-866-8939.
Join your host, Clive Bishi, for Stepping into the Light at Bihill Online Radio and Kankadi Radio. Clive Bishi steps into the light of food and agriculture, culture and liberty. Stepping into the light lifts the level of your self-consciousness, activates your collective security genetic code, raises your earthly vibrations. To win in this Armageddon, you must listen to Stepping into the Light with host Clive Bishi.
Yes, people, yes, listeners. You heard it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So there is no disputing what was said. None, absolutely none. Okay? Now let us look at this thing in a realistic perspective. Now, food in this country, historically, I'm talking about in the days of the first people who were on this land. They look like we black like tar. It was the original people. I don't want to call them autonomous, indigenous, native, or what, the same people, first people being here. with us in here from both sides of the Atlantic. This side, the Americas, and that side, the Africa. Okay? The main source of food was the land and the waters. The waters of the land and the waters around the land, the sea. Those were the first industries we had here, first sources of food. Produce food in one form, the raw form, and our people transform the food into different forms. So they were the first industries. Right. Now, for those who don't know, this country, Europe and Gagos, they call it St. Vincent and the Grenadines, has the largest area in the Atlantic between here and the coastline, the main American mainland coast. We have the largest fishing area. Okay? Because of our natural geographical position. So that area is that is the sequel land then. Much bigger than the land, but it's there and it is filled with resources. It belongs to all of us collectively. So what should happen is that every student in this country should be taught that at the earliest age. The resources in it, how to manage the resources, how to transfer those resources into other activities, wealth and so on, and different products, so we could live happily from it. That has not happened, and it's not happening right now. It's not happening right now. It's not too late. I want to start with the effects of the so-called climate and climate change. We heard the storm being bandied about in this generation. This generation meaning people who are 30 years and younger than 30 years. Because that change, that term was never around before that time. And quite correctly, people have come to realize that climate change is both natural and man-made, but no man-made and natural. And the effects of climate change have been disastrous for the fisher folk and for the country and the economy at whole. You know, fisher folk and farmers, the two most basic people in this economy, right here, the two most basic people of the land and the people of the sea. Now, we are not able to talk about it except the tree and the river where we get fish from. The fish out in the river, when I was a youth, are gone because of certain toxins washed from the soil into the river. You don't have much of that again. But these people, that population is the foundation of this economy. Farmers and fisher folk, people who work there and people who work in the sea. No two ways about that. What has happened in recent time for the last 30 years? Yeah, for the last 30 years, since the mid-1990s they started this thing. Since about 1990, they implemented it, but has become more dramatic in the last 10, 15 years. Is that they want to transform the rulers, but they're not leaders, want to transform our economy from having any foundation in these two areas and put it in tourism. So why? Because it's the same philosophy of the foreign person to control. From one colonial set of people to a new colonial set of people who want to control. And our people must be captives in that, the new type of slaves in that controlling economy. Not only chains on your hand and your feet, but the chains on your mind. Chains on your mind. So very little attention, a lot of lip service, but very little real development is given to the agricultural sector and to the fishery sector, and both of them together comprise our food. That is why our food import bill in this country is rising at 25 coming in it. Nobody rise so, right? And our relative spending power is falling. Check what kind of groceries you used to buy for $100 20, 30 years ago. Now you have one little bag of groceries to carry home. I saw that even today on the radio story. See, living about the same serious bag of groceries $100, you know. So whenever you go over the street, bag like that, to carry home for that and say what change. And don't come with a foolish talk about things happening all over the world like that. Those dumb conversations, carry them somewhere. Don't them meant to be shy. Please. Because the ball will get hit clear out of the park. Okay? Way out of the park. Now, the fact remains that these two sectors, fishing and farming, using their own language, have been targeted for control. Whatever little substance in it must be stocked out by other people other than us. I am so happy for the farmers to still have the fisher folk rather to still have a cooperative which is active. There is nothing like that in the farming sector. Never mind if you have cooperative here and there. No, they're little parties and little groupings. They have no power, no structure. Nobody could come and speak like how this gentleman speaks and say they represent this, that. None of them. Tell them I say so right now. They can't write up a program for themselves. They have no way to hold a meeting that is public. They have to go in one of them home or something or bathroom somewhere. That is how they have this country in terms of farming and fishing. Underdeveloped. Those two sectors. So that the government could, with the support of the unsuspecting public and the non-caring public, could refuse to sit down and have dialogue and real reasoning with the people in this sector, even when they are organized to the level of the Fisher Folk Cooperative, which still has to organize itself, but after them, they're much more organized than the farming sector, much more. And say, let us put our heads together. Or do they read in the same book that says, come and let us reason together? You know? They won't do that. They won't do that. Come on, let us reason together and see how we can collectively, which is the operative word, lift that sector economy and the development of its people up to a higher level. What Mr. Dorcas has shown that there is no actual development, the development of these people. Not actual development right now taking place in the fishing sector. None. So never mind what news you hear from this PI or that PI or 2 news or 3 news or whatever, or whatever it is. It has nothing tangible to relate to the real development needs of the people in the fishing sector. None. Because this mess, this situation that it is in, would not have been there existing right now. This is more than ridiculous. Much, much more than ridiculous. And this ain't no one person to blame. This is the whole of them, the whole hog. And they say, how to take the blame in this. The whole team, the whole group, the whole gang, whatever you want to call it, has to take the blame in this. Because what they're doing is implementing a policy from outside which stifles the growth and development of all our people. And they're doing it willfully. And the few who are escaping it, they don't care. Since they're eating a food, so to speak. They don't care. If we were really planning in this country, and nothing is basically wrong with a port modernization or expansion. Nothing is wrong with that. So don't want to say that this program says you shouldn't have been a port. Because even it's compounding your ignorance and your deceit. What I am saying is that that planning has to take on board at the same for waiting to discuss all the people and organizations who will be impacted in one way or the other before you finalize a plan. Was and that was usually the area government where we have party in office, party in power, people, collective, right? They have rights just like anyone else. No indigenous people could squat in the old land, so they were not squatters. That's a legalist term. What is happening? You have to happen that you have to have order within the second round people. Truth, you find the truth, and from the truth you set the order, as I was supposed to go. So the people who represent these people should have had be invited to that planning session. Not just one person will be sent to three. And we say, okay, we're going to do this construction here in Kingston. So locate some people to somewhere. But you can to an area which is at least as good as where they were in terms of their functioning. Or even so much better because what you're doing is a port improvement, port modernization. So why not at the same time have a fisher folk a cooperative modernization in terms of its facilities? Now you hearing that at Romans Bay, very near to me, is the beach one of the beaches I grew up in as it happened. There's no beach in St. Vincent I have had a bad go to be more often than Romans Bay. I went to fish when I was fishing. So I know it like the back and the front of my hands. Now you hearing that people around there, so many people, and the state has not put in one toilet facility. If you're going to set up people, the first thing you do is to make these amenities available. You have a plan of the area, you expect so many people, and you expect so many people, simple things. So many people be in the toilet, and so many put in male and female, that and that, and so on, right there. So that the people, when they get there, they set up the structure, the housing structures, they have facilities for these things. You can't treat people less than that. That's the lowest social and common decency you could go to provide these things. All these things and no people don't know are in agreements which our government has signed up to regionally and internationally, and they are not carrying out. Not carrying out. So a big fish, which is a food to live in sanitary conditions. You can't do that. You just can't. You're not supposed to do that. That's a social crime, right there, big time. Then the point he mentioned about getting it into schools, very important, very, very important. All we hear is coming up to election. You hear a lot of blah, blah about, oh, we're going to open it. We hear this long time. Not now. We hear this long time. We've been hearing this long time. And nothing practical has been done. Because when you set up something like that, when you train our people to that level, what you're doing is building our national food security. These are the people who get the food from the blue, what you call the blue economy, from the sea. But this blue economy term is just brought up as another area which they're going to pirate from us. Pirate from the real people in the country. And few people are going to control it, the resources of it. You have to see. If we allow them, it's not going to happen anyway. But that is their intention. If you are listening, don't know. This country, this land, from Fancy in the north to PSV and Palm Island in the south, we have and stretching into the Caribbean Sea, not into the Atlantic. We have by law, by international law, the largest expanse of fishing area. It's teeming with fish. And we have never, up to this date, developed even 30% of the resources needed to really benefit from that. So most of the deep sea fishing done in that area, over 90% of it, is done by non-conventional deep sea boats. So you see the potential we have there. You see the potential we have there. That is what we need to concentrate on and to exploit. Because it's not just fish, it's sea products, okay? Sea products, everything, that's why they call it the blue economy. Okay? So we have to make sure that we as a people work together, and the route is already there within the fishing industry, having smaller units all over the country, to each unit strengthen itself, and then strengthen the link between each unit even stronger. They cannot do it by themselves, they need certain resources. They need financial resources, and they need information and leadership resources, and training resources inside there. So I'm asking listeners here, all over, wherever you're listening from, to work together and see, let us use this platform as a motivating and development starting platform for inputs to assist the fishing industry in this country go forward in the way it should be going forward. Okay? Let us start from this night and work seriously to do that. Whatever inputs you have, ideas, funds, equipment, whatever, link them through Big Hill Radio, through Kankari Radio, through Fun City Radio, and through... You come in if you feel like, man. You come cross, man. You do that.
I think you touch on some various nice issues there because last year, right? There was a promise. I keep elaborating the promise I was made that say 10 fisher folks will be sent to Cuba to learn how to operate the fishing fleet. Up to now, and we already passed. We have over 210 fisher folks register for captain license like class 1 and class 2. And we're going in almost 2 years up to now the training cannot come across. That's reason sometimes.
204?
210 fishers sign up for captaincy and training. And some sign up for class 1 and class 2. Class 1 is to operate the bigger vessels, like the fishing charter. And class 2 is like for the player boats. And up to now, the training we've been given and going in 2 years now, fisher folks, got some fishers done dead and gone. Then we really made announcement earlier saying 10 fisher folks queued up. When the Cuban ambassador being here, up to now 1 fisher folks in that anyway. So all we keep getting is promises, not to say that you don't want to see the industry strike, not to say that you want to be against the industry, but they come and make a public announcement and you have a photo up. And then we see the reality. The reality is not on the ground. Persons must understand that the fishing industry is in crisis. The fisher folks need help. And what the fisher folks getting is the promises. And we had this is why they don't help the fisher folks with production support. Up to now, the fisher folks in there with production support. Where is the real help coming from? So I think there's some, as we say, just about 2 weeks ago, I had an application with a St. Lucian boat fishing far. And the oceans and then now it's catching out all our fish. Then the Ghanaians are coming up just outside Beckwith and catching all our fish. Then the Trinidadian boats who coming in by jacks and catching the fish. catching the fish when they're going back, the bigger fish, and come back and just give it strong to the Lion Jack. So our water is festive with fire boat, and then we didn't have a normal patrol boat. We don't coast guard cannot do everything to up and down to patrol. We doing illegal fishing and unreported fishing. So we need the something need to be done when fishery division could have a marine patrol boat that could patrol our seas, because what we are happening now is this is why our land minister is so low, because the fish have been taken away from our fisher folks and been going to other countries. So this is why I really want to come here and talk about educating the cooperative women. We need, if we don't build the fishing cooperative, just like there we have fishing cooperative all over Singles, we even had a group in New Ireland. Why don't we reach out to these groups and to see how we could speed up the process to help the fisher folks that were affected? Everything must be centralized. That's just my input as we go on in the program, Brother Shai.
Yeah, you're welcome, brother. We have you here. No, listeners, none of us could have said it. None of I could have said it better than this gentleman. Okay? So I'm showing you, when you pass in front of the fish market now, and you see the price of fish, don't blame the vendors, you know. Because the conditions under which they have get fish, when they do get fish, and because of the costs associated with their vending, that is what they have to sell it to be able to go across the road by the supermarket and buy something to carry home for the children and grandchildren get something to eat. And get money to pay the van come for the next day.
As you said to Barbara, look at the separation of vendors and the fishermen are facing in the agriculture input warehouse that technically came from fish market. They introduce high costs of operation down there, right? You even see the vendors have to go on strike because of the cost of operation to operate in the Kingston fish market. Since the eruption of since COVID, the Kingston fish market is closing up every Wednesday, and they charging you every Wednesday 3 o'clock. I don't know for what reason. I since in COVID time, and then you now have to go out to the market where you sell. You have to put up your fish. When you go out to sea, you have to try and reach, because they know you're going fishing and every time you're going to come back in. And then they make an alternative way when you come back in, you could get your fish put up. And they just close down the market on Wednesday 2 o'clock. I don't know for what reason, and they're telling you how the workers are then overworking. So they're concerned about you providing income for you using the market. They need to go out as a fisherman and get 50 pound fish. They can't make up the gas, they tell them you have to pay 25 cents. So they're getting at least $25. When you have to go home, you have to go now in your pocket to go look for money for buying gas. They can't get money for paying transportation to go home. You know how you're going back to see next day. So all we are asking them for is to reduce the price of the landing for the fisher folks. We know that the market have to run, we know the market have to pay bills. We're not refusing to pay, but reduce the price for us so both could break even. And they say no, they refuse, and they have some big coal in the running and electricity. They ain't finding ways how to put in solar system, not all. More than finding ways to make sure that we go to see the doing books. Even vendors, and then if they operate, if they put up a box of fish they ain't sell, they have to pay these mental charges. Then we just ask them for just give it ease, not to say we pay. Ease and the fee, because it ain't hard when you sprout the Brother Shy from 5 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening, and you only catch 60 pound fish, and they then charge you $25, and then you have to go in your pocket for look back for that same $25 day to buy gas just to put the fish on the scale. It's rough. So this is why you're seeing the fish is very so costly. And when you ask the administration now for leniency, they shoot it down and say, no, we will not give the fisher folks no leniency and anything. Only if you bring in an engine and get some duty free up the and not only for one person, because one person doesn't link it. So this is why I'm saying all that. We need assistance across the way that fisher folks can benefit from. And we ain't getting that. And I think something we need to be looking at the way how the agriculture input warehouse is managing the market. It's bullying. They are bullying people and they tell you if you ain't pay you can't get a fish put up. If you ain't do this you can't get it. And sometimes you ain't got no money at all. Nobody doesn't buy the fish. You can't get the fish put up, you can't get ice. You can't get that for the room that you have to pay them still. Come on now, this is totally unreasonable. They need to reduce the cost of operation to the fisher folks. Back to you, Brother Rashai.
All right, my brother. Thanks. I know that my audience is salivating hearing these things happening. They're saying, they never expected that thing would have been so glaringly and blatantly bad. So I'm going to put it now in Ivan development thing. Now here we have that institution called the Agricultural Input Warehouse. Now folks, listen to that, right? Okay? Here how this thing is a mystery unto itself, right? A confusion within itself. This whole same thing they call it Agricultural Input Warehouse. Now you heard the brother speak earlier, and which is true, about our reefs, our inshore reefs, in terms of how they are dying. Fish that used to be real regular, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, up until that time, early 90s. Right? Not further than that. In particular, I when they started to notice this them. To make expert, I born and grew in Campton Park. When I was small, Sherwood went 4-5 times a day. Sherwood went 4-5 what? Why? Some different persons bringing up fish. Sometimes same catch twice a day. One kind of environment I live in. Catch the same thing. They don't come to tell me. They get the fish before us. People kill them themselves. Kerali, similar. Most fish used to catch in Campton Park, they reach they put it right then in but same thing, right? Fish catching from up the hall, Romans Bay, Rucha Bay, Kickers Bay, Kill Valley. I know no Bukumen. Bukumen got fish and tree. Point of view is that a fish, which is now regarded as one best oil fish in terms of certain nutritional properties for people who eat fish, it's fat. And there isn't anybody who over 40 years old could tell you that their grandparents and parents never used to cook from the never used to cook roast French spot. Or when it's small, never used to put spot in pepper water with some breadfruit and so. So spot was a main source of our food. Not because I didn't eat these things again. I'm telling you, I can't tell you last day see a basket of spot in this area here. Because the environment, the environmental abuse, damage done by construction and especially for environment, by the toxic inputs that same agriculture input warehouse have been bringing in over the last 40 years. Maybe because the banana industry, but still continuing right now with the urea and the urea and the urea and the triple urea to poison the soil, especially these highly soluble products. And as soon as the little shower comes, 3/4 of them off and then it goes to the sea. So the inshore fishermen, the boats and so on, people who are fishing, they have to be living here and go to the remedies where we much less agriculture done to see if they could catch some fish. And just like everybody was saying, in days like these somebody doesn't so, you used to be testing you're saying about now? You might see a bucket of Robin, but that's Robin. You have to see Baru. I want to know what happened to the industry where people used to feed the Baru and make different things to themselves and so on. I want to know the industry was still wrong. Who's got the industry? The point I'm making is that the land and the sea have to operate in unison. If we use poisonous things on the land, it affects the sea. And here you have the agricultural input warehouse controlling fishing and still controlling agricultural input. Well, any sensible person said to farm and everything so that none of it, impact negatively. Because you cut down the fisherman's catch by selling poisons to the farmers who then use them, and a lot of them use indiscriminately. And because it's a lot to the sea, and cut down the fish in terms of the life cycle, eggs and spawn and so on, so that the fish will get less all the time. And you see why agriculture input warehouse. It's like digging a hole to fill a hole. Don't make sense. Total nonsense. Total nonsense. And a lot of these things going on in this country have been total nonsense for a long time now. Too long. Too long. So until we get the system operational, where harmony among these sectors is a priority, we could talk from now until never worry. As the children come down, listen. No development, no forward movement will be taking this. We just sit in top in mud. And you can't tell me what top because I still feel that and some people that we send up a top and come top in this country. Yeah. So even in particular, the coastal areas, send up a top. Top kickers and Cannon Park and Bulgaria and these places. Top. Nobody had to top only. So we need top. So we need top cats in the mud. And we need a top club one to set. And this top was in the neck, it could cast in the mud and the club was set. That's what we're doing right now in this country. Trying to develop, using a system which leaves out the people in consultation with anything and just talk down to them and tell them this is what you do. Look at the eyes of the youth now, the youth who are under 5 years old. Look at the eyes and you see that boy in him. It's there. Our ancestors are falling in farming youth. It will match the system right now in no time. There are also among them too. So I'm afraid of that. Just tell you what to expect. Because this system cannot continue. It cannot continue to go like that. We have more development in agriculture and we have more development in fishing as far as the people, the main people who need this thing have a concern. Look where we are today. Just today I saw it. I was going down to Peniston and I passed the van at the Kickers, stop Kickers. And as the van stopped I saw large crowd of people. Several, well, they couldn't get a line because the place wasn't, they were not coming like the movement. So I said, what's that going on? So that's what people who come for food boxes, the government sharing out. And later they get to know some of the contents of the boxes. This entertaining, that entertaining, that entertaining, that entertaining, that entertaining. And I said to myself, look at that. A country like this, which is green, that if you plant an asset to love the agriculture, if you plant a stone, a small stone, a pebble, today, next week you're going to meet a quarry. And no policy like this. Some people say, no, people lazy. That is just a small part of it. Yeah, people lazy. But laziness itself is not the end all. You can encourage a lazy person to forget about the laziness and teach them out of it. It's not a permanent situation. And what we need is a development program which would make sure that when people get to that age and lazy, so we have to start from the youth, let's say the school system, right up and support the right up. But with the resources we have in fishing and in agriculture, we should never be bringing 3/4 of that stuff we share in the weighing boxes to people. We should have fish and sea products stored, which could store for years, right? All kinds of foods the same way, and other products. And we should be much less dependent on imported things to feed our people. But we don't have that system in place. We don't have that philosophy in place. But we have a system to keep people just barely living. Just barely living and no stake in anything. No real development. And we people are the ones going to tap to change it. We people are going to change it. And nobody going to fool us by saying one is government and one is agriculture. Because in the most of these countries that we see here, tit and tat is the same parents, same person controlling all of them. So we have to make up our mind that we're going to change the system totally. From a down system to up system. We need to commit other people collectively. So we know that the system is a fraud. It is a fraud. If you think they are a fraud, that's a racist fantasy. That's a racist fantasy. Yeah, man, bring it. Mama. System is a fraud. When you line it up, let me go ahead and speak. We need to hear that. We need to hear that system. Okay? We also have to make sure that we read very well. We have to make the system is a fraud. It is a fraud. We want to let the control us. So, what we want to do is to keep our business up to date on the biodynamic gardening or planting by the moon phase guide for the period of Wednesday 11th September, that's tomorrow, to Tuesday 17th September 2024. Okay? By the way, 2 days ago, 9/11, you know the infamous 9/11 when they tried to trick us and they did the foolishness. But the truth is out now, so we know that we want to create all of that carnage for their own dark reasons. But the people in the world have come to realize that nothing that they said there was true. They did all the damage themselves, well organized. Now, one important before I get to the guide, one important thing that happened on 9/11 was that our medical marijuana authority had a meeting. And they decided that they were going to have a medicinal marijuana festival on the 4th, from the 4th to the 4th of November this year. So we're going to be talking more about that in our program coming up, and show you where these things come from, how they're doing. Now we want to wish them well, but we're going to be exploring that for another time. When we do the planting guide. So tomorrow, Wednesday 11th, will be the first quarter. That's what we call the shape of the moon, first quarter. Okay? After the first quarter, the moon moves from a crescent phase to a waxing phase. To a gibbous phase, rather. It's still waxing, but the moon from crescent shape to a gibbous shape, it is more rounded now. Okay? Wednesday we still plant what have been planting in the last 5, 6 days, 7 days. Mainly above ground leaf plants.
right? Your leafy plants, your lettuce, your cabbage, these kind of things, right? Your cauliflower, we put them in already, and that kind of thing, your spinach, your herbs, your thyme, your basil, your sage, all those kind of things. You can also plant corn and cucumbers. Still up tomorrow, better time for them to plant corn and cucumbers, okay? And of course, you could new lawns, you could graft, and you could plant. Prune rather. So those are the major things that are recommended for tomorrow. Major. When it gets to Thursday, the waxing gibbous phase of the moon takes place. Start coming up. The moon start getting at the moon first quarter, new moon and dawn, new moon phase, and it's coming out to the gibbous phase. Waxing gibbous. So this is the time to plant the same above ground short crops, but maybe with fruit. Like your tomatoes and your sweet peppers and these kind of things. Eggplants and so on, right? Still also good time to plant corn, and an excellent time to plant flowers. Anything that the flower is the major part of the plant. Okay? Remember that. This week coming up from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Right up to the next day, the 17th. Okay? These are the days when you plant those type of orchid plants, sexy orchid plants, so plant. Right? Fruits that bear seeds in them. You cook all these kind of things. Anything with seeds inside of them. These is the pure leaf from Thursday plant them above the ground. The two special in this week, in this phase, the 2 days which are optimum planted days are the 16th and the 17th. That's next Monday and next Tuesday. Optimum planted days. Okay? And the sign for those days are Aquarius with the flower signs. The sign for Wednesday tomorrow, you have a leaf sign, because I just come on the leaf. Yes. So we would drop to like mid-afternoon and then for that, Sagittarius is the fruit sign takes over. So this is an excellent week to plant something to the people. Plant something, please. You don't have to see, you don't have to plant. Go like somebody you know, sell the seedlings and buy some and plant. You must still have to buy. Okay? Find somebody to put it in. Food is getting scarce. And just now, the way the fish being so, you might have to start again. There's small collective points somewhere. But we're going to tackle the fish at a different level. We're going to tackle at the community level. Because based on the fish industry has been developed, and you know from the old time, but in these times, all old times, anybody who knows, anybody from any base, I would call it, in the same somebody who were saying it true, could tell you that no one person could listen and no one or two people could listen. So the same man in the world find fish, see them and they throw the grain, and then people who come with each other, people who never told listen, and that's how they do. And when you pull the same, you touch it in the same catfish, you get your little share the way, but it shows the collective effort in doing these things. So that's the same principle we have to follow, collective effort. So we have the food signs, and then we have the road signs on Saturday and Sunday. Okay? In the same week coming up here. And then of course the optimum plant is. You can plant anything that grows above the ground that has produced seeds, any food, anything, in a short, in less than a year. So, we want to cut, we the people have to cut them in our food. We, the people, And I'm speaking especially to the people who have eat a lot of idol. Okay? People who have eat a lot of beans in the food. Never mind what you have to do. Once you eat the beans, and you have to eat more beans because the official report say that on average you only eat 33 to 35% of the world need to eat to be healthy. That is why we have so many non-communicable diseases. And I got my sisters listening to me. My sister in the Quincy. You see that kind of imported thing that is eating off the shelf? You tell me man to buy the supermarket. I tell you that. I tell you to watch what you spend your money on. You can't spend your money to kill your health. Read them ingredients. That's what the thing from my Chinese somebody. Leave it there. I've been saying it for the last 3 years. Okay? Leave it there. And the oils, as I see this every program I have, the oils that you should be using are coconut oil, palm oil, and olive oil. Not olive oil to cook olive oil to put in salad dressing and so on. But it's coconut oil, they have no other oil in the world to eat it when it comes to feed. So they got a lot of pretty bottle with cannula and everything. It's poison you drink, poison you using. Poison! Proven poison. But we talk about the soy oil, because the people in the world take over the soy industry, they have no real soy oil, it's pure genetically modified soy they're getting. So that is why you see the women getting so out of size, and then they don't know where they're getting it from. Because they're unsuspected, and all these products, that's when it comes to that, and then added sugar. So to plant something, plant something proper. The other thing is that I was a gentleman a farmer who went to bid. I got a lot of information from farmers. And that's the one with many of the farmers here. Very hard working gentlemen. Our family will come back. They have a little you better get used to your organized properly. And his brothers will let this. And he said, when we did the same little prayers to buy seed, the seeds that they give up will crop now, and then 2 weeks after the same seed in that crop. Because of the more consistency and quality of the seed. So we need to let this planted over Eden, and one week you get the excellent crop, and 2 weeks after the same seed. Nothing to talk about, nothing. And the climate hasn't changed. So we need proper inputs in terms of use seed, even those things you want to overhaul properly. Even those things you want to overhaul properly. I just speak about agriculture. One of the main projects of the national organization looking into individual. We are already done a seminar training with some officials and training with some organization. What we looking to do sustainability for the national organization is that we're putting in place, if we could get a tool, we can learn crossing farming. So we can turn fish waste, because most of the fish waste, everybody throw them back into the sea. We are around, the understanding of we could utilize these fish waste, where we could turn them into fish silage and fish compost. And the fish compost themselves we sell back to the poultry, the farmers and everything. I have a machine to do the grinding but we don't have with the national organization. But we could grind and spinning so that's a project that the national organization is very interested to undertake. And we could create employment for young research and persons that these waste, instead of throwing back the fish waste inside the sea water, we crush them up and turn them into silage and compost, and that is a very, very good in terms of really because instead you have to buy all these fertilizers you buy from the greenhouse and all these things you buy, you can use gel oil coloring fish with the fish compost and have better lettuce, better seedlings, animal feed and everything. So you have to start to find ways into the system to realize what we use instead of like to be integrating. So this is something that is an area I think we really have to talk more when we face to face about this project. I think there's really decided, there's opportunity decided, and there's employment for the persons. Back to you.
Well, Rana, I don't know if you have been reading my notes or what, but everything you say, and I love everything. If I already, from Ireland side, I compare that my people of America listening. If not, I have to send a copy of this program to them as soon as the money to get them something to play. But they keep listening because they have those and they listen on Tuesdays. What you said is so well said and just well timed because the company is looking to cover to do and not just expand it, adjust the program that will work for you. We come here to exploit the book century and all of the company in the last 20, 30 years from an exploitation and exploiting right now. We come here with a project, a program, not a project, a development program, humanitarian program to uplift the farmers and the folk. And everything you say is involved. That's why I tell you, what seems to be a problem to you today, will be a blessing to you tomorrow because the one that too many things are the same, seeing you say, sagas and you say, it affecting you, which it is sometimes when you go out. Instead of affecting you, and you can't catch fish, you will have to bring sagas to us, and we will compensate you for it, so you're not doing anything in your road. That's like you get fish too. But all the fishes, we don't know exactly what we're doing there. And we will work together on this to expand on it and make it a reality in soon time. Okay, so you have some confidence when you have a relationship, you have some confidence in that. If we don't know this country from the ground up and from the seat up, it can't build. Can't build anything about tourism. All the systems of the company to base of food and agriculture. No else. Can't come from anything else. Anybody tell you about that? I wouldn't want to tell you from the parents, school children saying. But that kind of science, that's the science we can apply. That's a basic science. That's a political science. We talk about real science. We talk about development science. We talk about food science. We talk about agricultural science, the real science. We're not talking about political science. Waste of time. Like somebody can talk about this and people listening to me. You listen to us talking about that. And we're talking about the land and the sea. You see the same books that the just talk about there, plus a few more, which we will mention right now for certain reasons. Everybody is running out of ideas and making a fool of themselves. When we start feeling and developing that system, that linkage, that cycle from the land to the sea, sea benefiting from the land and the land benefiting from the sea. The fish benefiting from the agriculture and the agriculture benefiting from the fish. And we keep that going. You will see where the wealth in this country will get from. Right now, you see the natural resources we have. Once we all organize ourselves and the people that put it together, we will be, we could be the richest per capita country in the entire Caribbean. Right here. And and in terms of distribution of wealth also. But we have this system which has been forced on us for generations, and been forced on us now by some of our people who call it our own people. Just stifling us in a way. Stifling other people. So we want more people to wake up and get to know themselves and start working together so we can get rid of this evil system. No other way we're going to get out of it. We got to work together to make sure we feel ourselves. So in this phase of the moon, this waxing give us phase. Remember the waxing light up in the full moon, right? Moonlight becomes stronger, you can see that. Every night you get the moon, you get the light, right? At the same time, the gravitational force is getting to the west. And these things affect both farming and fishing. The fisherman will tell you what phases in the moon you get hard tide, soft tide, underground tide, excellent tide. Yeah, you know that, especially in one we know for a while. We'll tell you that, okay? When tide pulling in, when tide pulling out, the these things is all controlled by the moon, the movement of the moon. Right? The soil resources in this phase, the earth axis that we give off, right? Energy draws up into the upper planets. That is our ancestors knew it. So this is kind of the plan up items, as I say, from the moon right up to the full moon. The plan moves the things successfully to the ground, top item of the ground. After that, it's still there in the ground. You're going to succeed for. They could transplant your feelings anytime. Okay? So with that, I want to say again, about thank President, thank you very much for coming with the program tonight. In the future time, we will have you again to come. And we hope when we have you again, things will improve in some area because we will work with you very closely with the organization to make sure you and the farmers that things improve. But as I said, we want to say too much right now. Good things have been in place, they've been in place for some time. The earth funding is soon to be realized, and we have some very bright days ahead because we stepping into the light that we're doing. So until next week, have a most blessed week. Remember to chop something in the earth. I got 3 lovely okra plants. I got from my brother today. Well, I got 4 actually. I gave one of the 11 sisters. So she could keep her home garden going. Right? So I'm going to do some planting. I have a couple of wing beans. I'm going to do some planting there and make sure that I have something else in the earth. And I probably going to look for some celery slips. And then next week I have a couple shallots to put in the ground. Shallot, onion, and garlic are normally planted at that time of the moon. So until then, be good, be safe, be confident within yourself. Give thanks and praise to the Almighty and always respect and remember your ancestors. Ashi. Exodus.